after living in the States for 36 years. That's something that, I never knew would happen, but it did. It did, unfortunately. But, it wasn't unfortunately because I knew what I was doing was wrong, guys. My situation is different than other people. I didn't self-deport. I got deported based on my actions, guys. Nobody did it to me but myself. I've taken accountability. I will always do that. Now, what does that do? That brings a lot of things. Accountability is hard, man. Me being deported the first couple months, guys, was hard for me. I cried. I yelled. I was mad at myself for everything that I had done, that I had put my wife and kids through. But over the year, guys, I've learned to deal with those things. I've learned to accept that, we are going to fall short. We are going to fail, but it's how we get up from it. And ever since I kind of got my mind situated in what I need to accomplish here in Mexico, I've been on a mission. That mission is to be reunited with my family. And nobody or nothing will get me away from that. I thank God every day because God has given me a new outlook on life. I was glad enough to realize it at 38 years old. But this video is mostly directed to, to my wife and my kids. My beautiful wife, my juice, my Cesar, my beans, and my capucho. They've been with me through thick and thin, and they continue to be with me. But Mexico has shown me in the last year, man, it has humbled me so much. It's humbled me so much because I was used to comfort, commodities, all that stuff. But that stuff doesn't mean nothing to me now. It doesn't. It's been hard in the fact that being away from my family. Anything else, guys, like I've told you guys, I think I could deal with it. I could take it on, hey. But with this past year, this past year in Mexico has made me into a man where I feel like, what? God is putting me for a lot of things for a reason. He's putting me through these things, even though I caused it. But now I look at it like whatever comes my way, man, I got this. Me and my wife got this. It's hard to accept the consequences of your actions. That's the hardest thing I've had to deal with. And I deal with it every day, waking up, not being close to them. It's hard. But I love Mexico because even though I was born here, I didn't grow up here. But it's taught me so much in the last year, man. It's taught me that there is good people out there. There's beautiful people. And every day I pray to be a better husband, better father, better son, better friend, better person overall. That's what I strive to be. I don't strive to have the best car. I don't strive to have the nicest things. But I still got a long road ahead of me. But I know what our end goal is here in Mexico. I just feel the hardest thing for me is being away from my family. It's not something you get over overnight. I still miss them as much as the first day. That's something that just keeps building in me. I can't let them go. And that's what I'm fighting from. But Mexico has taught me how to be resilient, how to be brave, how to know what I want out of life. And I don't mean materialistic things. Family, spiritualness, like peace, happiness. That's what I refer to. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean I don't want a nice car, a nice home. But I just wanted to share that with you guys right now, and kind of just tell people, actions have consequences. Don't run away from them. If you know what you're doing, just make sure you stand on it. I say always practice what you preach. And that's one thing I will live on. But, I just wanted to make a quick message. And, it's very emotional every day for me. It really is. I know I'm always happy and bubbly and stuff, but it's hard. But I just wanted to come on here and just say, thank y'all for following me and my wife and my kids in this journey. We got a lot ahead to, to show you guys that it can be done. If anybody needs help, reach out to us. Shoot, I'm still going through it, but I know I will make it. Me and my wife will make it. We got a lot of goals to achieve still. We got a lot of goals, and it's not time for us to end this. No, man. But babe, I love you, mi amor. To my kids, I'm gonna show y'all. Your dad loves y'all, no matter what. But I appreciate y'all, guys. I want to show talk about a quick recap today. Mexico, we got this, guys. Have a great night.
Many immigrants actually are very funny to me because you go to a country, you have high hopes. Your family members literally contributed money for you to travel for some. And for some, they had like plans, of what they are going to do when they get to that particular country, how they are going to change their life, how they are going to change the life of people back home, how literally they are going to do one or two things. But finally, they got to that country and the only thing they could remember is to, flex, get a job, flex, forget the fact that they had people back home, waiting for them to survive and help them survive back home. Not only that, forget the fact that tomorrow you might get deported and you are going to start from ground zero. And that's why a lot of them are currently starting from ground zero. And seriously, I feel sorry for them, but at the same time, I still feel that some of them didn't really plan their life well. Anyway, guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I'm going to let the rest of the videos roll. Then I'll come back with more commentary. Credit belongs to original creators of those videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop your own take in the comment section. I'll see you all on my next commentary. So let's jump right in.
Let's go hang out with my mom at her store in Mexico. After being in the United States for about 18 years, my mom had a real culture shock when she came back to Mexico for the first time after that long. And one of the biggest things she struggled with was employment. She struggled to find high paying jobs, and as she's gotten older, it's been a bigger challenge. Last year, I offered to help open up her own store. The store is only a block away from her house, which makes it very convenient to come to work. I am visiting my mom this month for the holidays, so she's not opening up her regular hours, but she is still going to work a few hours when she can. So I'm going to go hang out with her. I wish I had good news to say that the store is successful and profiting, but it's been a real challenge for the last year and a half. She does make enough to pay the rent and sometimes has little profit left over. Unfortunately, the area that it's in does not get much traffic. We have been patient, hopefully can find a better storefront for her. Building life after deportation can look very different for everyone, and it's something I wish we didn't have to navigate as a family. But my mom knows that she is never alone and will always have my support.
Before making this video, I did ask my mama Lydia if it was okay that I recorded her home. When I come here, I'm reminded of my roots and the humbleness in my family. When I was fighting my deportation case, I remember I had my grandmother send pictures of her home so that I can fight the hardship that we would live here. Most of the homes here are built the same. I can't say that it does make me sad, but it also reminds me of the humbleness in my family. It reminds me of my roots and the beautiful house that my grandfather created for us. If you guys see on the wall, there's a picture of my parents when they got married. And this is just a brief video of how her home looks inside. I then went outside to help her with her mixtamal. And it was very hard to do it by hand. The corn is really hard. So my uncle brought out this thing that they used to use years ago. I sat there and talked to my grandmother for hours, and I really enjoyed the time with her. Then they let the cows out so that they could drink some water, and the kids played with my cousins. One of the cows scared Elijah, so Mama Lidia did a tradition that they do where they spit water both in their chest and back, and I guess that's supposed to make them not scared of the cows anymore. After that, we decided to go home, and I just want to add that I do love coming to my grandmother's house. She is a piece of my mom, and as you guys know, I'm having a hard time without my family. Thank you.
Wow, it's so rundown. We grew up here. I remember this house. We used to have cola mecanes ito.
How much money did I have when I got deported? I saw a comment in there that said something about, oh, that's why you have AC in a car when you just got deported. So before I tell you guys all that, a little bit of my background story is, as some of you guys may know, I worked as a medical assistant for ICE, making $10,000 a month. And as a 21-year-old with that much money, I just ended up spending it all. Never did I think about saving. Never did I thought that I was going to be deported to El Salvador. The previous jobs I had before working as a medical assistant was McDonald's and Walmart. So I was literally living paycheck to paycheck. I never could afford anything that I wanted. So when I actually started making money as a medical assistant, I just ended up spending all of it. Never really saved, never, nothing. I would spend it on trips with my girl at that time. I would take her to wherever she wanted to go. I would give her money for the things she had to pay. I just never really saved. I would spend it on watches, shoes, chains, everything I couldn't afford before. So when I got caught by ICE and I ended up being deported to El Salvador, I realized that all the money that I ever made in the United States had gone. I had $98 when I got deported to El Salvador. Got to the point where I couldn't even afford a cell phone. And they have cheap cell phones over here, like $60 cell phones, and I couldn't even afford that. So my dad was actually the one that bought me one of those $60 cell phones, Android, and that was my way for me to be able to communicate with people and my family back in the States. And out of my whole family that actually wanted to come visit or stay here, I was the only one that did not want anything to do with El Salvador. And I ended up being the first one to come here. It's hard, but to the comment I saw that said I have an AC and a car when I just got deported. So no, I didn't just get deported. I got here in 2020. I just had never actually been vocal about it, never spoke about my experience until now, that I was like, I'm going to tell people what it feels like to be deported. Because I remember when I got caught,
I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I was uncertain about my future. I knew I knew I was going to get deported, but I didn't know what the process was like. So I just want to share my story just in case it does end up happening to somebody else and they don't want to go through pretty much that mental breakdown I had when I got locked up by ICE.
My first year after being deported, this is exactly how I washed. This is what I did. This is how I had to wash to get my clothes washed. When I first got here, my first year here, I struggled, y'all. I lived in a very humble house. I had to wash my clothes once a week. I had to learn how to live a completely new life because the life that I had in the United States was not what I had here. I no longer had a washer machine. I no longer had the things that I was so accustomed to. And yeah, I know that's all my fault, y'all. So please, let's not go with, well, you should have behaved good. Yeah, I understand that. Anyways, so I learned a new way of life. And this was one of the things that I had to learn how to do, was wash en un lavandero. And this is it. This is how people in Central America, most people in Central America wash their clothes. And I'm not judging at all. But yeah, I just wanted to share that little piece with you guys.
Going to the US, all your life savings was on taking trips for with your girlfriend, going on trips, going on vacation, going on whatever your girlfriend wants, you provide. I'm not saying don't provide for your babe, okay? Yeah, we babes, we actually love to be provided for, but yeah, do not also forget that you have priorities. I think some people's priorities actually very much differ, because my priority and yours could literally be different things altogether. And I think that's exactly what is playing on here, because I see so many of these people come online and talk about how they actually were working very well, doing better jobs in the US, only for them to travel, only for them to get deported or picked up by ICE, and they find out that they have nothing, no savings. Like literally you lived in the US for 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years, and yet you were not able to save anything that could help you, enable you to start your life afresh. Some of you have no plans at all. You know how they say somebody has like just plan A. Some of them don't even have plan A, let alone, having a plan B or something. A lot of them have no plan at all. And I'm so shocked to see some of those videos where people got to start all over again. It's really baffling, and it's so depressing to watch some of those videos. I know how much, it can take you, to get documented in a country, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try at all. Just because it's so hard does not mean you shouldn't even give it a try. And that's where these immigrants, most of them actually find very, that's why I fought them so much, because a lot of them didn't even try at all. They didn't try to get documented. They didn't try anything. They just got carried away by the times and seasons, forgetting that times and seasons are there for you, okay? Once it's time for you to get documented, there is time for you to get deported, there is time for you to get stopped by ICE. Like literally time and season works for you, but sometimes you get carried away because you are in a time where you have much money, you have a better standard of living, you have literally everything that you're looking for. Then you forget the fact that you can literally lose everything in a twinkle of an eye, or just one deportation, or one stop, one search and stop, and all of that, stop and search, whatever. Okay, one stop can literally change your entire life forever. So it's so shocking that some of you could literally live in the US or live in any country around the world without even thinking about getting documentation. So I feel sorry for them somehow. Let's actually put it that way. I feel sorry for them somehow, because starting all over can really be hard. Especially when you have tested money, okay, you have had money all your life. Like there was a time, you know how the grace to grass story can be very bad, okay, but the grass to grace story is always a perfect story anybody can tell, right? But once you get to grace to grass, my friend, you're actually starting your life all over, because that's exactly what you signed up for, because you didn't plan. You cannot be living in a country and not plan to get documented, or not plan to stay out of crime. Because let's even put it, some of them might have documentation, but it got cancelled because of the crime they might have committed by omission or by commission, whatever, but there was something that was committed. So a lot of them are going through this tough time right now. It's as a result of no plan, no better company, no advice. Like, in fact, some of them might be getting advice from friends. Oh, guy, you need to get documented. Don't forget to go file for your documentation. And they'll be like, oh, I'm going to do that next month. And next month we'll get there and they'll be like, oh, I do not even have time. I'm traveling with my girlfriend and I'm going to do it next 2 months. And that's how they keep procrastinating. Days turns into weeks, weeks turns into months, months turns into years, and still they're not able to achieve one single thing that brought them to the US. And that's why you have a lot of them now crying out loud on social media. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys let me know what you all think in the comment section. I would love to read from you guys. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop your own take in the comment section. I'll see you all on my next video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and see you all next time. Bye, guys.